It all started with the Enclosure Act and the Agricultural Revolution. The Enclosure Act let landowners turn their land into private property. The wealthier landowners were forced out because they can afford the land, but the poor didn't have enough money for legal things. Inventions made life easier for the ones who weren't forced out. One of these inventions was the Jethro tool machine. The Jethro tool machine made life and farming easier by drilling into the ground. During the Revolution, people were used to growing crops more slowly, and the crops had a higher chance of dying. The first Industrial Revolution occurred in Britain. Coal and iron played a major role in Britain's Industrial Revolution. Iron was important because we used it to make things like steam engines. Coal was a major energy source, and without these things, the Industrial Revolution wouldn't be possible. Hand loom weavers was another invention that made factories easier, but at the same time, they needed less people to work, so people lost their jobs. Steam engines and railroads became an important part of the Industrial Revolution. These railroads also helped spark the creation of things like nuclear, natural gas, and coal power sources. Railroads also helped people understand distance because with horse and buggy it took people months to get from point A to point B. But with the steam engines, they were able to get to their destination in a fraction of their time. Farmers had no choice to move and work in factories, and the Enclosure Act started urbanization. Not only did it have an impact on the cities, but it also had an impact on the environment. Big cities with a huge sewage disposal program, the sewage would contaminate drinking water and people started to get sick. During the summer of 1858, a stench filled London, and the stench was also recognized as the Great Stink. Life during the Industrial Revolution wasn't all that good. Other than the living conditions and the sewage problem, work condition was another major problem during the Revolution. People worked long hours for low wages. Even kids had to work in factories. Not only did they have to pay bad, but it wasn't safe to work in a factory. Many people got injured during the workday, and cleanliness was another major problem. People started to form unions to try and gain better working conditions and better wages. These unions started to go on strike and they protested against their employers. These unions help people help hold their jobs and help them gain better wages, but it also had some cons. One of these cons being that you're no longer representing yourself, you're only representing yourself as an entire group. And eventually, laws got passed to change these working conditions. The majority of these laws considering of helping children in the workplace. It was now illegal for children under the age of 9 to work, and they could only work a certain amount of hours, and they're only allowed to work in certain safe places.